Inside the OMG, episode number 7. So, we're doing something a little different. I am on the East Coast right now, and the guys are on the West Coast. So we're going to try something new, something different. I got D on an audio stream. Say what's up, D.
Oh, what's up?
So I got D here. Kelley can't be here tonight, but we will be representing Olio properly. So we thought we'd do something fun. We're going to share some stories. We're going to show some various images from the road, from the studio, and we're going to share with you fun tidbits and crazy things that have gone on and fun things that have gone on. And, of course, we'll answer your questions. We do have a couple questions already that we didn't get to answer last week, so we will answer them this week. So what's up, D? How you doing?
I'm hanging, man.
Yeah?
Trying to get through the beginnings of this week.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Anything new and exciting?
No, nothing new.
Okay. Nothing new, nothing exciting. But always something going on.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Phone is tripping.
All right.
So you know, crazy Friday night.
Yeah, we can talk about Friday night if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can kick it off with a that time, which just happened on Friday. That time on Friday. So a couple. I'll set it up, but then I'll let you take over. So a couple weeks ago, we get a call from Adam, the booker over at St. Rock, which is in Hermosa Beach, California, and he needs an opening band. There's a band from Louisiana called Cowboy Mouth. They were coming into town. They're a band from the '90s. They had a hit song called Jenny Says and some other songs. Good band, solid guys. So we were like, yeah, let's do it. We'd love to go play. Haven't played St. Rock in a few months, so let's go do it. So we get there Friday night, and we're sound checking, getting ready, and we hang out in the green room for a couple hours. Come downstairs, nice packed room, great energy, good crowd. And we kick off with our first song. And what happens? What happens, D?
Well, we're in it. We're kicking off. We're doing boom, and we get not quite halfway there, and I suddenly realize I can't breathe.
Yep. Man. So I just hear, we're in the middle of boom, and I hear, hey man, we gotta stop. Hey man, we gotta stop. Hey man, we gotta stop. I'm like, what is going on? What do you
feel my body shutting down?
Oh man. And I look over, and you're like kind of swaying, but not in a good way, you know? And,
not in a good way.
Not in a good way. And so we stopped the song, and I know the crowd was just like, okay.
That's
a short song. I mean, it's kind of cool. So we're like, no, just hold on. Just wait.
I don't know.
We got to check on our drummer.
I don't know. I felt crazy. No. Yeah. So we're like, all right, well, let's move on. I think I'm okay. So we go to the next song, which was Sugar Daddy, Sugar Mama, which I thought would be okay because it's tempo wise, it's a little slower.
Right.
So, maybe I'll recoup during that,
Yeah.
And
I mean, I thought, because
I kind of did.
Yeah, I mean, Joe the sound man,
at the end,
he brought over that, Joe the sound man brought over that box fan, set it behind you so you got some air, and I thought, okay, that, just kind of settle in, we're good to go. So we're doing Sugar Daddy, and how were you feeling during Sugar Daddy?
I mean, it was okay. I mean, it was better than Boom, but I could tell, it's like, okay, something's just not right.
Yeah.
And so by the time we got to the end, I was just like, oh my God. I still couldn't catch up,
Right.
And so I was like, all right, well, maybe it'll kick in. I don't know. So we go into New Year's Eve.
Yeah. And I recall saying, I was just like, okay, look, can you do New Year's Eve if you don't sing? Like, don't sing, just play drums. I think we can do it. And you were like, yeah, we can do it. And of course, you sang, and you're doing your thing because I get it, And
it's just habit,
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of hard to. It's just kind of hard to not do it.
Yep, I get it.
And so we were halfway through. By the time we got to that first bridge, I knew it was over. It's like, oh yeah, this isn't gonna work.
We still had
hello.
And we still had, a good 50 minutes of music to play.
Oh yeah.
And most of it's high energy. And so I'm looking at the list like, okay, what songs can we actually cut and keep playing? And it was just like,
right.
I don't know, man. I looked over at you when we finished New Year's Eve, and you were just like, I'm done. So, so Beth was there. Yep. And, I know she ran over and she was just like, what can I do? What can I do? How can I help? And, then this was funny. We haven't talked about this. So, you give a heartfelt just to the crowd, just letting them know what happened, what's going on, not feeling good. I'm about to pass out. Sorry, I can't finish the show. And everybody was cool. I mean, they were just like, man, we understand. It's all good. And so then, that night you posted on Facebook just kind of apologizing again, letting everybody know what was up. So I don't know if you saw all the comments. Like, all the comments were really cool and positive except for one guy. I don't know if you saw. Did you see what one guy wrote?
I don't remember. Depends on what it was. I don't know.
All right, so he just wrote one word. You man, it's like a long paragraph of what's up, and this has never happened, and I'm so sorry, and I'm gonna make it up to you, and it's all good. And he says, "BS." Like, really?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
Who are you?
I didn't know how to I didn't really know how to take that. I didn't know if he was saying I was BS, or if just the situation was BS.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know if he was at the show. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
don't
idea.
know anything.
I don't know. It was just like, oh, really? Okay, yeah.
People are weird. Man.
So I told my daughter Alexa about it, and she got hot. She was mad. She was like, "Oh, we can just delete him." I was like, "No. Just leave him there. Just leave him there. Let him just look like a fool." And then she was like,
right.
"Oh, Dad, this is good. You've got haters. That's good." I was like, "Yeah." Yeah. So that was just like out of left field response. Just, BS. That was it. Like, okay. Whatever. All right. So I see we got some people in here. Neil Walker's here. Beth is here. We got Craig Black.
Wild.
Craig Black's here. Todd's here. Jolene's here. Rob Grant's here. Charlie's here. What's up, Charlie? Hey, John's here. John was at the show. He was there. Man, John, I don't know if you heard, but we just shared that story on what happened. But yeah. Crazy night on Friday. Crazy night. All right, so what's up? So, yeah, Craig's asking, can you let Neil Walker sing you a tune? Well, Neil Walker's going to have to, like, you know, come out to Cali and maybe we'll do a little voice audition for Neil to sing. So, yeah. So, I know the feed's cutting in and out a little bit. I am at a hotel, and I am on their Wi-Fi. So, hopefully we're still good. I'm imagining, oh, nope, I think we're still good because Neil says, nope, he's not going to sing. Craig's trying to cause trouble. He's trying to cause trouble. But yeah. Oh yeah, no, all good, John, all good. Yeah, you were there. So, you know, you didn't need to hear the story. You were there, you lived it. Hey, we got Danny here. What's up? Danny's here. He's actually with me here where I'm at right now. Craig's asking, who's the girl behind you? Nice. No girl behind me. Craig's now trying to give me problems, trying to cause trouble. All right, so anyway, so that's what happened Friday night. That was at that time that was totally unexpected. That was a first time. You know, and I was thinking about this. How many times have we toured and we've done 3 weeks in a row, like no nights off? I lose my voice. We still, like, you cover, Kelley covers. We still, like, push through. And I mean, that had never happened. I mean, and we've been together 20 years. So,
yeah. Hey,
you know, it's bound to happen.
Our second time, the second time we went to Alaska.
Yeah.
You know, that Tuesday.
That's right. That's right.
When we were supposed to leave, I literally left the hospital
and got on the plane.
Against doctor's orders, I got on the plane.
I recall.
We went, we did our thing.
Yeah, I remember because I got a phone call that day before we were supposed to fly. Hey man, I'm in the hospital, and but don't worry, I'm coming. We're going to Alaska. We're doing the gig. I'm like, okay. I was like, oh man. Yeah, that's right, man. I remember. But how was the gig for you when we got to Alaska and we played? You were fine? It was good?
I was fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so luckily the timing of that episode was, you know,
I had
not the day of the show.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I had been pumped full of potassium, and so I was good. I had another prescription that morning, or whatever it was before we left.
Yeah.
The night before, and so I had it while we were there, and I just made sure that, you know, I was covered.
Yeah.
And it was all good.
Right. Yeah, it worked out. Well, then, you know, we get up to Alaska, and then they have this crazy storm and 50 mile an hour, 60 mile an hour gusts of wind, and the show almost got canceled anyway, and we were pissed. Like, come on, man. But the show went on, had a good set, still fun. But yeah, that was a crazy, like 72 hours of just, you know, hospital and storm and all of that. But it was cool. All right, we got some questions in here. So Neil's asking, when are we coming back east? What can we do to help? So what can they do to help, D?
At this point, I don't even know, man. What are we doing?
Well,
Basically, we're building back our fan base, so that the next time we do hit the road, when we show up at these places,
they're packed. Yeah, we got a good crowd for sure. I lost you there for a second, but yeah, I filled in the gaps. Yeah, exactly. It's like, building it up. So I mean, if you want to, Neil, if you want to help and find a cool venue, even throw a house party. Maybe we can work something out. I know we've got some other people in our camp that are working on booking and setting some stuff up. So, as soon as we've got somewhat of an itinerary put together, then we can start filling in the gaps, because I know we want to come back east again.
Yes.
So Neil, we'll reach out. All right. So John's following up. He's saying, I could see it on your face that something wasn't right. Yep. Health was way more important than a single show. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, John. Beth took video. I was telling you, D. Beth took video, and when I watched it back, it was like, whoa, man. You could just see you were like, you were on fumes, and you were just trying to power through. Like your brain was like, no. I got this.
Yeah.
I got this.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
But your body said otherwise.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. All right, John. All good, man. Thanks for stopping in. John had to cut out. All good. Bronco's here. What's up, Bronco? And Jimmy's got a suggestion: Ridgefest Playhouse. Ridgefield Playhouse. Jimmy, tell me again where you are, because I think you're in New York now. Is that right? D, would you know where Jimmy is? We're cutting in and out here. Hopefully, we're back.
Yeah, it's on my end.
Okay, it's all good. Do you know where Jimmy's at? He's saying Ridgefield Playhouse. Oh yeah, so I said New York. He said yup. So I'm thinking he's in New York. All right, we'll have to check into that. We'll check that out. Hey, Jake just joined us. What's up, Jake? All good. Okay, so since we were talking about Alaska, I wanted to throw up some images from moments that we had, the past few years. So this is the first one I wanted to throw up. And this was the first time we went to Alaska. It was the Road to Van's Warped Tour. It was the kickoff show where we shared the stage with Real Big Fish, Sum 41, Sleeping with Sirens, Crown the Empire, and so D, I don't know if you can see that picture in your feed, but we had just finished our set, and that was a really, really fun show. I mean, we played for a few thousand people. They didn't know who we were. And I mean, 5 seconds in, they were in. It was awesome. So, hey, you back?
Oh.
Hey, I got you now. I think the feed paused, so I'm waiting for that to reconnect. I'm not sure if it's reconnected yet. Does it look like? I think we're back. All right. Thanks for bearing with us. I know The technical glitches can be a challenge, but I think we're
Back
back.
up.
Yeah. All right, we're back in. We're back in.
All right.
You still got me? All right. Do you see? So do you see the
Yeah.
picture? See the image from the show when we did Van's Warped Tour? Yeah. So that moment, that was a fun show. I was explaining, because I don't know if everybody heard me or not, but there was a few thousand people there. They didn't know who we were. Most of them didn't know, but after 5 seconds, they were in. I mean, it was so great. They came on board. They gave us a ton of energy. We gave it right back. And then there we are at the end of the show. You came out, and you were just about to throw your sticks to the crowd. So that was cool. I don't know if you remember. All right, I don't know. Okay, I got you. So I don't know if you remember. I don't know what you heard or what you didn't hear, D. But I was just saying.
I came out something.
Yeah, you came out and you were just about in that shot. You were just about to throw your sticks out into the crowd. We had just finished our set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talking about that show, what do you remember? Of that show while we were playing.
I really remember probably the first thing that hit me after the first song, the crowd reaction was just insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which was really cool because, like you said, no one knew who we were.
Right.
So they're in. It's like, man, the rest of the set, you're good to go.
Yeah.
And we just had fun. We had a lot of really good back and forth during the set. That was really cool.
Right. Yeah, that was. I just remember it being over.
Yeah, it was a great set.
That was the thing is I just remember it being over. Like as soon as we started, it was like we were done, and it just.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't believe it. How can it be over already? That was the thing that just I couldn't believe it just flew by, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
That was a good one. All right, so I'm going to pull up another. Photo, and you tell me about what do you remember about this one? This was this was a good one. I love that. Yeah, man.
Olio on fire.
That was awesome.
You can't beat that.
That moment, man.
That
so
was a fun
a few
day.
years ago. Yeah. A few years ago, we wrote a theme song for our friends. They're a juggling duo called The Passing Zone. And these guys are world-class performers. They're comedians, jugglers. They've performed all over the world. They made it to the finals of America's Got Talent. They played on the Today Show. They played on the Tonight Show. They've done Good Morning America. They performed all over the world. So they came to us a few years ago, and they needed a theme song. So I asked John. It's John and Owen from The Passing Zone. So I asked John to send me some terms. Send me like juggling terms. I don't, that's your world, man. So they really loved the Soccer Mom song that we've got. So John wanted, give us a theme song that's kind of like that same energy as Soccer Mom. Okay. So we wrote the theme song and recorded it. And then, little time went by and they were like, we have to make a music video. So we set up in their rehearsal space down in Orange County, and they did their thing. They were juggling chainsaws, and You see there's fire on our hats, and they're juggling torches, and that was a funny moment because I remember right after that scene with the fire everywhere, the pizza delivery guy showed up, and he was just like, "What is going on in here?" I don't know. We were cracking. I was like, "You have no idea what we just did," but it was great. Tony Stewart, I got to. Oh man, I'm seeing this right now. What's up, man? That's my cousin Tony. So cool. Welcome inside the OMG. Thanks for joining us and bearing with our technical issues as we're riding out the storm. That's right. Beth's got the fire emojis. That was nuts. But yeah, man, that was a really fun shoot. I remember there was moments where they were throwing bowling balls at your head while you're trying to play the drums. Yeah. And you're like trying to dodge as you're playing, and yeah, that was good. So if you can, I don't know, D, if you can put a link to the video.
Okay. All right.
So people can see the music video.
I will do it.
There. All right, cool. So I'm going to move on to the next slide, and we're going to talk about this. So this is the Olio fist bump. This is what happens before every single show. All right, I've got some kind of a technical glitch going on. I don't know if you all can hear that. Let me see what's going on here. Bear with me because I've got like crazy buzzing in my ear, and I don't know if you've got that too. Let me see if you can. Well, I think you can still hear me. I think it just might be Dee's Skype call. It's having an issue. Boop, 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 boop. So we're bouncing back and forth. I think we're back in. I am going to try to connect with Dee again. You can't hear me. All right. So I'm getting a message that we can't hear me. You can't hear me. Yeah, Rick, what's up, man? Let me know if you can hear me now. So there's like a 5-second delay, so I've got to kind of wait. You tell me if you can still hear me. Okay, I got it. You can hear me. Okay, good. All right. So the mighty fist bump. The mighty fist bump. That is what happens before every show. It's just a way for us to connect. And hold on, I'm working on getting Dee back in here. Ah, this is fun. Lots of technical issues. Working on getting Dee back in here. So yeah, so the fist bump. We do it as a way to just connect really quick. It's like usually we have to set up really quickly before a show, and it's just a way for us to just like get right back in tune with each other. We got each other's back. It's there's a lot of meaning behind the fist bump for us, and we've never really talked about it before. It's just something we do. But okay, I'm having trouble with Dee at the moment, so I will just continue on. If Dee can join us, cool. If not, all good. I'll keep the party rolling. So I don't know. I think it might have started maybe I don't know, like 10 years ago or something. And it just stuck. And it was just like, it's just an Olio family kind of thing. We got each other's backs, and we're there to give of ourselves. And, our motto is, it doesn't matter if there's one person or 10,000 people. We are giving the same show. We are giving our all. And I think that moment, just kind of reminds us to connect and give our all, do our best. And that is the Olio fist bump. All right, let me see what's going on. There's new comments in here. Rose is here. Rose. So great to see you. Thanks for joining us. And good. Thanks, Danny. You can hear me. And Rick's here. Yep. Yeah, Rick, so now you know. Now you know about the fist bump. Now you know what's up with that. All right, I'm going to find another, pull up another photo here. We can talk about it. So I'm going to pull up a photo, and when I do, oh, this is a good one. That's a classic. That's a classic. That's the House of Blues show a few years ago. I'm going to get D back on this call. See if I can get him in here. All right, D, you there? All right, so the Olio, okay, I got you, D. The Olio jump. That's Kelley Hill doing the Kelley Hill thing. And my good friend Greg, he caught that shot. And Greg Daniels, he caught that shot. And man, it's so awesome. When we first started playing with Kelley, we didn't know what to expect, performing live with him. I mean, he was a solid bass player, and, we knew it was going to be fun. But then, we start doing shows on a big stage, and if you've seen us live, you know that's Kelley. That's what he's doing. And, I mean, that, yeah. Kelley doing his thing. I'm loving that. If you haven't seen us, that's a good representation of what our show is. It's fun, energetic, entertaining. And, like when I watch videos of us performing live, I never know what Kelley's doing because I'm busy on the mic. I'm doing my thing. I'm focused on playing guitar, doing, my performing, whatever. And, when I look over, Kelley is like, he's over there, he's over here, he's in the air, he's on the ground, he's doing all kinds of stuff. But yeah, so that was a really great moment. I love that shot. All right, so that is Olio, House of Blues. Let me see what else we've got in here. Yep, that is Beth saying one of her favorites. Mine too. He was just on fire. Awesome. All right, I'm going to pull up this one. This is from the legendary Dobbs. So D, you took this shot, and I don't know, D, if you're, yeah, do you remember this one? Yeah. Legendary Dobbs. We're in Philly. So we're touring, and we're, going across the country playing every night, just boom, 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 night after night after night. And that was a moment right before we ripped that stage. I mean, we came with so much energy. That was fun because they didn't know what to expect. And I remember hearing about oh, this is where the Police played when they first came to the States and they were touring. And you're like, all right, let's do our thing on legendary Dobbs. Yeah, that was a good one.
That was fun.
That was fun. Yeah, do you remember anything special about that night?
I mean, it was just a good night,
Yeah.
A good sounding room.
Right.
Which always helps.
Yep.
And, we smashed.
Yeah. It was cool. Oh, that's, we met Jim. Jim Cunningham was at that show. And Jim's a promoter in Philly. And that's where we met him. He was at that show and was just like, oh, man.
Jim Cunningham.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's where we met Jim. And I know we've been talking to Jim. He's been working on setting up something big for us, and we can't wait to come back because that's a fun town. That's a really good town. Yep. Legendary Dobbs. And, I think they've been having like some ownership issues, and they were on the verge of closing down. But then I think they reopened. I don't know. I think they worked it out. So I think it's still there. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, if you ever go to Philly, it's right there on that main strip. It's a cool little spot. It's not huge, but it's a fun room if you've got a really good band in there. I mean, it's great. Good sound. That's a good one. All right. I'm going to get to, how about this moment? How about that moment? D, Twilight Dance Series. Check you out. Check you out on that one. How about that? What do you remember of that one? Okay. Mm-hmm. That was a moment. That was really good, man. Oh, man. Right. Yeah. Oh, man.
Because we needed something to, kind of get us out there and help and, so
Right.
just that fact of waiting and
Right.
sucked.
So I'm gonna because there was a moment, I guess when I had it on that scene, for some reason in my software people couldn't hear you. So I'm gonna just back up real quick and explain. So the Twilight Dance Series is an event that happens on the Santa Monica Pier every summer, and 10 Thursdays in a row they have this huge concert on the pier, and thousands of people come. So there was a battle of the bands that we did. Actually, it was in 2011, and that was right before Kelley joined. We were with Matt Sherrill, and so we did this battle of the bands. We made it to the finals, and the finals. Actually, this picture is not from the finals. This picture is from when we played. Because we had won, and then we played in September, so we got to do the Pier twice that summer. And but yeah. So what you were talking about is, we made it to the finals. There were 3 bands that performed. We were one of those bands, and we had a 15-minute set, and then we had to wait. And they were going to announce the winner that night. And so, yeah, I was going through all kinds of crazy emotions because, I don't know, me and gatekeepers, it's a thing, you know? Someone else deciding on my destiny. It just drives me crazy. So,
Yep.
So that was that moment of just going through all the emotions, like you said. And then, man, this a big sigh of relief when we won. Felt really good. And so it was awesome because then in September, we came back. We opened for Dawes, and Jackson Browne sat in with
Yep.
them. And so we had a 45-minute set. So this shot of you is from that moment, from that set. And I remember getting off stage and Jackson Browne being on the side of the stage, and he had watched our whole show. And he was just like, "You guys are really good. That was really fun." And I'm like, "You're Jackson Browne." Like, oh man, that was really cool. Just okay, like, you know, we were just focused doing our thing and doing what we do, and there's Jackson Browne just on the side of the stage grooving and enjoying it.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. That was a cool moment. So let me see if I have any other shots. That might have been, oh, I got one more shot, and then we can answer some questions. I know Sean had some questions, so we can do that. But I got one more from the from our past, and here we are. So this shot, I think this might be at the Mothership. So D, I know there's a little bit of a delay for what you're seeing. So when you see this shot, the Mothership, we are with Eddie Kramer. So we had already done the song with him at LMU. We did Hello Goodbye. We recorded that song with him at LMU. And then we ended up doing 3 more songs, and we released an EP with him called Comeback Kings. And so this was part of that recording session where we did some overdubs at the Mothership. And the Mothership is owned by Steve Vai. So you may know who Steve Vai is, guitar player extraordinaire. Played with David Lee Roth. Obviously, he's got all his solo stuff. But he started his career with D. Can you help me out? Do you remember who he played with?
No.
Frank Zappa.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Frank Zappa.
That's
he was
right.
actually, I think he was like 16, and because he could like chart everything out, like as an arranger, he was brought in and he was charting everything and playing, and so I think that was like, you know, his start. But anyway, so Steve Vai's studio, we went in, we did some overdubs, and you know, that was a really fun time working with Eddie Kramer. That was before we went to France with him, which we did later that year. But that was a cool moment. You remember anything in particular recording the Comeback Kings EP with Eddie? Anything?
I mean, it was all good.
Yeah.
You know, I think we had the most fun when we were at East West and laying down all those tracks.
East West Studios.
Yeah.
Man. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and you know, the fact that we were able to actually get some of Eddie's reaction vocals on the EP.
Oh yeah.
On the songs, you know, was great.
Yep.
So right. at the end of the song Comeback Kings, you hear Eddie doing his thing, and you know, he was just goofing around, but we were like, no, we're keeping that.
Yeah. And he was just like, really? You want to keep it in? We're like, it has to stay in. It has to stay in.
It's just a fun, it's obviously a great room. We had the black tape thing.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You might have to explain black tape. You might have to explain.
No, we're not getting into that. We're not getting into that tonight.
Okay.
Because that's like a thing.
That is a thing. And we should all be there to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't even know if that's a thing that we have to share.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if people really understand.
That's true.
That. And I don't want anybody getting offended.
True. All right.
But anyway, just know that, when artists and bands go into the studio, there's a lot of shenanigans that go on. And there are a lot of, inside jokes and situations that happen that otherwise, most people would be very embarrassed to have these things happen. But when you're in the studio, it's a safe place. Everybody's there for one reason. And you just let stuff fly, man. And it's all good. And we have a lot of fun. And we had a lot of fun during that session and all the sessions since then. Right. So, it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was a magical time for sure. And definitely for me, I just learned a lot working with him in regards to recording and mixing and just, because this is a guy that, he recorded Woodstock. Like, he was the guy, and then obviously worked with Hendrix, and he was Hendrix's guy. And so, and all the things he's done, like, sharing with us when he worked with David Bowie. And, he was there when they came up with the Fame, the music for it. And then, he tells a story about, David Bowie walks in and he was like, oh, what's that? What's that? What are you guys playing? And they're like, I don't know. We just came up with this thing. And he was like, give me 20 minutes. And he runs in the back, and he's writing out the lyrics for Fame, and he comes back and he's like, hit record. Let's go. And, Eddie was there, so Eddie just has just countless stories and experiences recording, just legends. So, he brought all that to the table with him. And so, we were sponges just soaking everything in and learning. And he's just so great to work with. And, it's just so open to sharing and, so fun. So fun. Yeah. All right, so I thought we would get to some questions. I know Sean had asked some questions. I'm scrolling back. D, if you can remember what he had asked.
I put them in the comment section.
Okay.
So I wouldn't forget them.
Right. I'm scrolling back. I'm scrolling back to find it now. I know one of the things he was talking about, he had a cooking question.
Yeah.
All right, I found it. Unusual topic here. This is from Sean, our buddy Sean. He says, I made the world's saddest chicken and scrambled egg burrito last night. Everything went wrong. I had to give up and use the microwave to finish it. What's your funniest, worst cooking story? All right, D, you got a funniest, worst cooking story?
I don't know. I don't know about funny or worse. I know there was one time, because it only takes one time.
Yeah, one time will do it.
There was one time I exploded a couple of baked potatoes in the oven. So I learned that lesson real quick.
Yeah.
I haven't really had a lot of bad experiences with cooking.
Right.
And I cook a lot. Uh, at least 5 days a week.
Right.
And but I'm not doing anything crazy or exotic.
Yeah.
Things good happen. Old simple meal. Yeah,
Things happen.
But but yeah, when you were a kid, I think that's when all the craziness kind of happens, when you're just learning.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think the worst thing, we were having a bunch of people over, and I was grilling and preparing for a big party of people. And then, of course, the grill went out. The propane gas went out, So that was just kind of whatever, like, man, I got raw meat now on the grill and it's not going to finish cooking. And then so I had to, like, improvise and throw it in the oven or on the stove or whatever, So that was that.
Yeah.
But it reminds me of, it's not a cooking story, but it's a food story. So, occasionally I'm trying different things, health-wise, working on being healthy and whatnot. So sometimes we're and I'm not going to go where you think I'm going to go. But I'm going to tell a story about being in the middle of Texas. So I've decided to go on an anti-inflammatory diet. All right.
Because that whole time period was actually just pure comedy.
Oh my God!
Watching you go through that, all I can do is shake my head every day. What the hell is this fool doing?
Oh man! So I'm on this anti-inflammatory diet. I'm trying to manage. I got some issues going on with my skin, and so I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna do this thing, and because I had to isolate the issue. I had to figure out. Is it the gluten thing, or is it, tomatoes, or what's causing this skin reaction? So we're driving through the middle of Texas, and I'm looking for some food, and we go we're in the middle of nowhere, and we stop in a convenience store, and it's got, like, I don't know, 15 things in it, and one of them is this pre-made hard-boiled eggs that are in the package, and you were just like, you are not gonna buy that. Please don't buy that. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like,
you are not going to eat that. Oh my God.
I'm like, oh man, I'm really hungry though, and I can't have any of this crap that's in here, the bread or the muffins or Oh man, you guys were just giving me a hard time. It was funny. So not a cooking story, but a food story while we're touring. And just having to find stuff to eat when you're on the road and you're on a strict diet of what you can and can't do. And
yes,
that was
the worst.
That was a challenge. All right, so Bronco brings up, we're going back to Eddie. He had a wall of amps mic'd up for your guitar. Actually, he did have quite a few different amps, but his trick is he would put 3 mics on one speaker cabinet. So he had a special way of kind of, crossing them up and, placing the mics just right. And I mean, it was like he had it down to a science. You're talking years of experience. So I didn't really understand what he was doing, but he made it sound great. So he knew what he was doing. So that was good. Jen from Alaska. Jen from Alaska joined us a few minutes ago. It's nice to see you back. We're doing something different tonight. Go ahead and just announce that. Usually we're together in LA and we're playing music and do things. But tonight I am on the East Coast. I am 3,000 miles away from Los Angeles. And so I've got Dee on a Skype call, and we just thought, we're going to stay consistent. We're going to do our show every Tuesday night, and what can we do? We can't obviously play music in a hotel room. I'm not going to break out my guitar and get kicked out because I'm too loud. So we figured, why don't we put up some photos and we'll share some stories and, you know, have a little fun with you. So that's what we've been doing. Bronco brings up the Jimmy chord. Yeah, so that E7 sharp 9 for all you music nerds. That's the Jimi Hendrix chord. That actually, I think Eddie was playing on piano and like played the chord, and Jimmy was like, "What did you just do? What is that?" He's like, "Oh, this." He plays it again, and Jimmy was like, "Oh yeah, I got to run with that. That's too good." So I think technically Eddie showed Jimmy the Jimmy chord, what became known as the Jimmy chord, because like he made it popular with Purple Haze and. You know, so whenever you hear a guitar player play that Jimmy chord, you're like, oh yeah, I know that. But that's for you guitar nerds, the Jimmy chord. All right, so I think Sean might have had another question from last week. I'm not sure. Dee, do you recall, or was it just the cooking question?
Okay. Are you talking to me? Because it went out. Sorry.
Oh, it went out. I was asking you about Sean's. What was his second question? I remember.
The other question.
Yeah. What was that?
All right. So he had a question last week that we missed.
Okay.
So I believe it was songwriting. What's the weirdest place you've ever written a song, you know, or inspired to write a song? I think that was the gist of that question.
Okay. So weirdest place that we may have written a song or were inspired.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything come to mind for you?
I mean, it's not weird.
I might have lost you.
Spot. Oh, okay. You got me?
Okay. I got you now. Go ahead. So you said it's not weird, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's not really like a weird spot. But I've written a couple of songs in bed.
Okay.
And you can fill in the rest. And so those were some interesting situations, and you'll hear all about it on the new EP. So.
That's good. Good. All right. Well, we've done with all our technical issues. We've done about an hour.
Wow.
Yeah. So, episode number 7. Crazy. We figured it out, even with my my laptop that couldn't handle. I was trying to do. Originally, we were going to do a video conference. It was going to be Dee and Kelley and me all video conferencing, and then we were going to stream that onto Facebook. So, hey, didn't quite work the way I had planned it, but show goes on. We still made it work. Show number 7. I'm not sure if there's any other questions in here. Shannon was surprised that she was wondering how we were going to pull this off. But we did it. We figured something out. I know next week for episode number 8, I will be back in LA. And hopefully all 3 of us will be back together on Tuesday. And we will do episode number 8. We will play more music, share more stories, answer more questions. So yeah, so Dee, you got anything to close with? I don't know if Dee can hear me anymore. In case
Dee
doesn't. Okay, do you got, I was just gonna say, you have anything to close with? Any parting words?
No, nothing really. Just, we are eternally grateful to everybody that tunes in every week. And, it's a lot of fun. We're having fun doing it. And I hope that everybody else is having a good time, regardless of how long you're in here. It's cool.
Absolutely.
Keep coming back.
Absolutely. And we'll keep sharing stories, and we'll keep making this thing better and better as we move along and figure things out. So I'm just happy we figured something out for tonight. With all the technical issues, and realize that it was choppy and cutting in and out and all that. But thanks for being patient with us, and really appreciate it. And with that,
yes,
we will see you all next Tuesday for episode number 8, Inside the OMG.
Yeah.
You all have a great week, and we'll see you next week.